Everyone, it's been a long time since I posted a Nilah video, so for this game we're going to be playing against Hui Nami as Nilah Nautilus. So this is like a classic matchup in Season 15 because of all the mages that are swarming in the bot lane. One thing about playing against mages, you should never try to fight them level 1 as Nilah. So the reason why you don't want to fight is because they have range on you. Their autos will do the same damage as yours, but they will be hitting you more often, right? So right here I make a mistake, getting hit by the bubble, but I really want to get level 2 before them. Because if we are level 2, we can fight, since we have Knowledge Hook. So I'm paying my Knowledge here, so trying to get level 2. Barrier instantly to just negate the most damage. And we just have to focus down one target here. So it's going to be the Nami. End up killing her with like 1 HP left, and then Triumph healed me. So we double killed them there. So you see how when we actually fight, when we can fight, which is when we have our dash at level 2, we can actually win close fights. As long as we keep going, of course. Like if we backed off there, we just die. So now we're going to recall my pickaxe. Come back to lane. The first thing we want to do is to not take free damage. We just want to get as much farm as possible without losing our HP. Hook on Nami here. We can do a bit of damage to her, just keep chasing. And then just get out right after you use your dash, right? Because we don't have flash, we can't really kill her. Don't try to greed for it. We have minions to farm. But now that Nami is out of the lane, we can try to threaten on the Hui now. Same thing as last time, we don't really have enough damage to kill this guy since we don't have flash. So just take it as like a good trade, right? Leave after we take his HP. So after we push the wave, let's just recall. It's a cannon wave, so he's going to take a bit to clear this. So we're going to recall and buy 2 longswords since we have 700 gold. But, you know, Hui is a balanced champion, so he stops on recall here. But we have to finish this recall regardless, otherwise it's really bad for us. So after buying 2 longswords, we come back to lane. My jungler and support are invading. I'm just going to keep hitting the turret plates because it's just much better value for me rather than coin flipping a play. I'm just going to sit here and make sure the wave is pushed in case we do want to dive, right? So we kill the Nami here, which basically means this Hui is dead. All I have to do is just ult him. So we see Skarner. I'm just going to leave. Thank you, Pantheon, for blocking the Caitlyn ult. When you get a good play off, just don't greed, right? I'm not going to go for an extra wave, go for an extra play, or try to save them here. All I have to do is just to take my advantage and just recall. Make sure I turn that into item, right? Item advantage. Because if you have gold but you don't actually buy items, then you don't actually have the gold. So unfortunately these two die, but it's like it was bound to happen. Like we dove them and we're 1 HP. I got out alive and Victor gets plates. So again, we're back in lane and we're alone. Don't want to be caught taking damage for free, so just going to farm and dodge spells in between. It's okay to lose 1 or 2 CS if you can save like 200 HP. But otherwise you should try to get every single CS because every single one matters. And then once I see my Nilah going up to the Hui, I begin to clear the way faster. It's all good that doesn't end the hook, right? We burn the flash, that's what we wanted anyways. So now we can push the wave. I have ult in 20 if we ever want to dive or make a play again. Alright, so fortunately get hit by the bubble and the ult here, but we can still go in. They basically used every single spell, so don't be afraid, right? If they used all the spells on you and you're still half HP, then you won the fight. As long as you keep fighting. Because they are mages like Nami and Hui. Like they don't have auto damage like ADCs do. So once you take that first round of burst, it's okay to keep fighting. As long as you're healthy enough. And then we're gonna push this wave and just recall no matter what. Or unless, I mean, my Nilah hit the hook, so we just keep fighting. Flash on her to finish the kill, and now we just leave. Don't have to greed. We don't have any CDs. We don't have a dash. Just straight up leave, right? Then we're gonna recall and finish our collector. So again, we're getting the Hui again. I think these mage players, they're actually just like the easiest targets in the world. They always overextend and like no mages have dash, or except for Aurora, I guess. And Ahri, those two are disgusting champions. Okay, so we dodge enough spells. Actually, I don't think it matters. They just have too many. Like we literally can't move. We're fighting in a World War III like trench right now. It's fine though. We got a lot of spells out from them, so we can just try to either pressure turrets or just like push waves and then wait until they recall to take their turret. Now that my jungler is bot lane, I want to be pushing this wave because we can dive them anytime with Nilah and my ult. So I'm gonna pressure the turret here. We have one grub that's enough for Nilah to take a full turret, like I'm not even joking. Grubs are so OP on this champion because she is melee, and then her autos and Qs do a lot of damage to turrets in the first place, so taking this turret is no problem. We got first turret for Feats of Strength, which is really good. And then with this gold, I'm most likely going to buy Infinity Edge because Infinity Edge, when you have this much gold, is good this season since there's so much fighting, right? Like you don't actually get that much time to scale because there's so much fighting going on. You know, everyone is trying to fight for grubs, objectives, first tower, everything, and then 20 minutes there's Atacon. So you really want to just build maximum AD. Okay, this fight is a little hard. Like I can't even move, and there's like too many things on my screen. Like as a melee champion, these fights are unplayable in the jungle. Probably could have lived here. I think I should just E the Victor, so I get out of the zone instead of trying to walking out of it. But I mean, yeah, I should just do that instead of trying to walk out of it. Luckily, my Nilah lives, and then I think Victor. Yeah, Victor's fine here. Alright, so like in general, not very good, but it's not the worst. Now that we got the tower, normally like we would move to mid, right? Because ADCs would go mid after taking a tower, but because we are Nilah, we have the option of actually staying bot lane. Because we can side lane, especially when we're this ahead. So like about 50% of the time, I actually end up spending my mid game in the side lane, either trying to get tier 2 turrets or trying to just like pressure the enemies, right? Because Nilah is a pretty decent 1v1 champion. So the Hui gets caught here. I think the Hui is just sending this game, I'm not gonna lie, because usually mage players don't know what to do when they start dying, like a few times, because like normally they don't actually die, right? So they don't know how to like play when they actually get caught once or twice and they're not really ahead. Most mage players are used to AFK scaling. They can't really function when there's a lot of fighting. So the fact that we made this game so volatile bot lane is just really good. And then because they made a play mid lane, we're able to actually try and get this tower. Like we probably will end up getting this tower for free just because I do so much damage to it. Volibear's top. We don't really have any like threats really. It's just like Hui. Okay, all good. We don't have to kill that guy here. We can just play it safe and recall. Probably not worth it to try and kill the Hui in front of their base. And now, since we can't afford IE, let's just try to buy an IE and probably buy Merchants because they have a lot of CC. Like I don't want to deal with all the CC they have. Another thing that would be good is probably Swifty Boots, but I would rather have MR over Swifty Boots, especially if I have the gold. Nice kill. But my next item definitely needs to be Mortal Reminder. They have Caitlyn healing, they have to some extent Skarner healing from Unending Despair, and then Volibear healing as well, so this is for sure a heal cut game. And I am like decently like rich, which is why I went IE second item in the first place, so I can definitely afford Mortal Reminder third item. Right, it's just going to be the best spike I can get. So I don't really mind fighting Volibear in side lane. But you should never all in him. Like you should never all in a top laner until you have Last Whisper. So we're fighting right here. I think I maybe could have played that better because I could definitely get a W on top of my teammates faster, but I think it's kind of hard. They just have like too many things, like too many skills to toss around. So we should probably just like get out of here. We took a lightly losing fight, which is fine because we're still ahead. As long as I don't die, I think it's like not a big problem. So we're pressuring Atacon now. This objective it's not that hard to do, but usually the first team who starts it will lose the fight because it does so much damage. For this version of it, you want to stand inside, like right next to him, so the circles don't hit you, like the circle swirly things that do damage. And then I'm walking to defend our turret here. I think the fight could be good. We one-shot the Nami, and then Caitlyn's in a bad spot. That's her flash. Probably gonna end up flashing on her here, maybe. Okay, I don't need to. I mean, right here, I'm kind of thinking whether or not I should fight or run, but like, I think I just made the worst decisions here. Like, there's so many things I could have done better. I could either flash the Hueyld, I could either flash over the wall when I got hit by it, or like anything, you know? But I chose to do the worst, kind of like the worst decision out of all, so that's really bad, right? Usually in situations like this, you either die without using flash because your flash is such a long cooldown and it's a good engage tool, or you just flash but end up killing the enemies, right? Which I could have done if I played better, but I just messed up really bad. And now, since we don't have flash, and also like we're kind of zoned from the Mountain Drake, we can't really fight it. It's okay though, like you don't have to force every single objective. When you can't fight it, just give it, because you can lose the game from it, right? That fight was really bad for us since we have no one in position that is ready to fight, and they have so much AoE like zone control, it's like not worth it. So we end up getting mid tower, which is honestly worth for us. One Mountain Drake for like infinite gold on towers and camps is not even that bad of a trade. Right, you gotta have an eye to see what trade is worth it, what trade is not. Like if you're already ahead and you're in a winning position, or like the game is like even, you don't have to take every single 50-50, you can just trade objectives. So now, recall here, it's like kind of unfortunate because I can't buy Mortal Reminder yet, but working on it. And once we finish Mortal Reminder, we're actually so strong. Okay, Skarner here, good hook by Manolis to peel me. If he hits me with that E and then ults me, like I'm guaranteed dead, so I want to play around that, right? So you see me kiting around Skarner ult, I don't want to go in unless it's already like finished. Okay, Skarner is pretty disgusting of champion. I kind of wanted to go in on the Caitlyn here, but it's probably safer if I don't. Okay, that was quite a strange Heimer engage. Kind of just running it down, but it's not a big deal. In situations like this, you just gotta accept that it happened. Don't even like ping your teammates or anything, because it hurts morale. Unless you're like tilted, then like maybe you can cope and ping them a few times. But if you really want to win the game, you shouldn't. Like, you shouldn't spam ping teammates. I think Victor's getting caught here. Maybe we can make something happen though. Can maybe kill Skarner now that I do have Mortal Reminder. So he's hooking me into his team. Flash here, make sure I land ult on both of them. I mean, after that, like their team fight is just over. They can't win if their carries are dead. And I honestly think we should have enough time. And maybe the thing is like 30 seconds. I don't really have like attack speed. That's the main thing. Like they might be dead for 20 more seconds, but I don't have attack speed right now because I have lifesteal runes, so I might not be able to end here. We'll be close though. And there's this trick that we can do on the turret that can hit both Nexus turrets, but I don't know if I'll have the time to position myself for it. Like right here, I just didn't do it, right? It didn't work. But there is a way though. You have to stand on the opposite side, I think, and then you have to angle your Q so that it hits both turrets. Ooh, okay. So we don't end up ending here. It's like 2 autos off, so honestly, I like these like endings, or like trying to actually end the game correctly is quite difficult. I think it's a very undervalued skill. Like I'm pretty sure if I played that perfectly there, could have ended the game and then we wouldn't have to worry. Like even though we're in a really good position right now to win the game, it's like kind of still scary, right? Like enemy are open Nexus, their Nexus turret spawns in like 3 minutes or something like that, or 2.5 minutes. So the fact that we didn't end quite scary, but we just have to kind of, how do I say it? We just have to focus up. We just have to lock in. Like, we basically won the game as long as we are patient. We just have to play to our advantage, which is Baron and Drake. I think Baron is maybe gone, but we can definitely play Mountain Drake and then play for Soul. When the enemies are open Nexus or like they lost so many of their turrets in base, you just don't have to rush it. You can just play it safe. Because you basically won the mental warfare already. Like all that's left is just to actually kill the Nexus. So if you don't rush it and you don't throw the game, it's like a win 80 to 90% of the time. So right here, we just have to get the side lane turrets, right? We have to kill top turret and bot turret, hopefully 3 inhib them. And then our chances to win is like almost certain. Right here, while we're waiting for the wave, still have to farm though. Gonna take this Gromp real quick. And then let's just play safe. We don't have to immediately get their towers, we just have to stick around. Unless we have to recall, right? There's nothing to do, they already got Baron. So we just stick around. And there's 2 minutes on my flash, so this is like the most guaranteed fight we can get if I have flash, because I will be able to get to the backline. So we don't really have to do anything. We can just wait for my flash. And because they have Hui and Caitlyn traps blocking us, it's like pretty impossible for us to get through anyways with Baron minions. So like we should just not run it down, right? Just be patient. Like you see where I'm standing like so far back so that no spells can hit me. We just have to keep pressuring the enemy so they can't think about anything else. They just have to think, oh, okay. That was quite strange. Alright, so our Heimerdinger is caught here. He's dead. We can still play the fight though. Like Heimerdinger is not like the strongest person on our team. And then their Volibear is over chasing, so we can try to kill him. Okay, that's a lot of damage. Play it safe here. Don't directly walk in. Like just kite around first. If Hui is dead, that's their main damage. Okay, the fight is probably over here. Like, without Hui, they basically have no CC and damage to kill me. And all that's left is just to end the game. And then Penta would just be like a cherry on top. So if you enjoyed the video, please consider leaving a like and subscribe. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.